Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action. Today we're back with good old Mazdamundi here, gonna be leading the Lizardmen against the Empire. This is actually the Lore Master of Sotek taking on Jonton. This is indeed a practice match for the Ever-Chosen Invitational, and this is kind of one of my last hurrahs, I guess, before the Invitational itself, to try and hype you guys up, get some hype generated. So let's take a look at the armies here. For Lore Master of Sotek, he's got Mazdamundi on the toilet seat. So he's got the extra missile resistance from the Sunburst Standard, bringing him up to a total of 52 missile resistance. Not too bad. He's got Net of Ammontok, Harmonic Convergence, Curse of the Midnight Wind, and Apotheosis, as well as Shield of the Old One's Banishment, and of course, Ruination of Cities. We do also have a unit of Temple Guard, Skink Cohort, several of them up front, a couple Saurus Spears as well, 2 Chameleon Skinks over here. And over on this side, we've got a Feral Bastillodon, 2 Cold One Spear Riders, and 2 Saurus Scarvets. Very interesting. I think that's pretty much it. Might have missed a unit here or there, but excuse me, for Jonton. Got several units of Outriders. Looks like 2 Outriders with grenade launchers, 3 regular Outriders, 1 Reichsguard, 1 Empire Knight, and another Reichsguard here. 3 make that 4 units of Spearmen. Great Cannon, and for the Heroic Corps, he's got Boris Todbringer and a Net Wizard up on a Pegasus here. He's just got Nets and the Power Stone. So yeah, let's get the battle rolling. So you can see the Chameleon Skinks here going to be putting down a little bit of damage on Boris, starting to eat away at that healing cap. Looks like these Outriders might be moving up to try and engage that Feral Bastillodon, although where it's standing right now is relatively safe. The cannon shots, because of the thick Nagaron forest here, are going to get blocked by trees. A lot of the bullets will as well. So not sure who the Feral Bastillodon is. I know I've come up with nicknames for this guy before, but anyway, he's going to be making his way up here. And Boris just kind of keeping an eye on things here, keeping visibility on the forces in the forest here, so that as the cannon, wants to take shots at various things it can. Getting some good damage, though, on that Feral Bastillodon. Lands a couple of good shots. Probably wants to pull the Bastillodon over by Mazdamundi to try and get some of that extra missile resistance from the Sunburst Standard, but it does look like Mazdamundi is going to be staying well within range of those cold ones. Very well played there. Skinks are going to take a nasty charge, but a nice Net of Ammontok, and then the Saurus Spears and the Temple Guard as well going to turn and fight there. The Empire Knights, ooh, nasty friendly fire there from the Great Cannon. That'd be a grudging if they were dwarfs, but in this case it just means they'll probably be executed or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, you can see these Reichsguard are definitely suffering here, and yeah, Boris going to come down, try and terrify away some of these Skinks, but Mazdamundi is on station, going to toss that Harmonic Convergence on these Cold One Spear Riders. Unfortunately, they are caught by Net of Ammontok. Boris does get a Curse into the Midnight Wind, though, lowering his armor and his melee attack, so that'll help the Saurus Spears and some of these other units. He's going to come in on Mazdamundi, but that is going to leave him in range of these Cold One Spear Riders. As soon as they drop their nets here, they're going to be able to come in and start to apply that nice anti-large AP, and Boris might not be in the best situation. Meanwhile, over on the far side, the main engagement sort of getting underway here. It looks like the Saurus Scarvet there getting involved. The Saurus Spears, of course, going to do quite well. Ruination of Cities did go down there and just about take out that cannon. Unfortunately, it didn't quite rout off the crew there, but yeah, meanwhile, the Outriders just kind of being a little bit ineffective here in this big blob. The grenade launchers in particular need to get up and around and start firing into like these units in the back over here. But Boris just way overextended here for Jonton, and is going to get taken down by the Cold One Spear Riders and the other units here. Harmonic Convergence, Saurus Scarvet in there with the Potion of Strength as well, giving him 640 weapon strength. Holy crap, that is a lot. Not to mention he's also got a bonus versus large. But a nice overcast Net of Ammontok for the Light Wizard, trying to keep everything, pinned down so that Boris can get free here. Reichsguard also going to be tossed in to try and protect. Unfortunately, that cannon is still online, but these Saurus pushing through, going to try and shut it down here. The State Troop Spearmen just watching their cannon crew charge. get taken down there. It looks like Jonton actually trying to retreat them. Nope, they are actually just routing there. So looks like shielding the old ones. I'm expecting maybe a banishment. Looks like actually the banishment went down over those outriders. Did some okay damage there. But yeah, at this point the chameleon skinks are going to come forward and start to do some damage to the outriders. And the infantry force for the Empire, I mean, really very, very light. Not going to be able to stand up to what the Lizardmen have left. You can see the balance power is starting to creep. Now, that being said, Mazdamundi's going to have to be careful he doesn't take too much damage from the Outriders here, although the missile resistance, once again, does come into play quite a bit here, which is why he's on the toilet seat rather than on Slock, because he does have better missile resistance in that respect, although he does have much more HP on Slock. Granted, he is more expensive as well, so there's some trade-offs there in both directions. But Saurus Spears doing a great job holding down units of Reichsguard here. They have pretty good AP values. They're not a quote-unquote AP unit per se, but they have decent AP values in general. But ooh, I heard a Net of Ammon talk. Not sure exactly where that went off on, but looks like Boris comes down, tries to finish off this Scarvet. The other Scarvet, though, is going to brace and hold these Reichsguard down. Looks like he's dropping something here. Some kind of debuff for the opposing guys. That's the Flack of Dominion, right. So -8 leadership, trying to rout off some of these other forces here, and it does look like those Empire Knights are going to be routing off. Unfortunately, a lot of infantry going down as well. Another nice ruination of cities. Did some pretty good damage. Very favorable kind of RNG placement there for a Lone Master of Sotek. But yeah, once these Spearmen are gone, it's going to be pretty tough to try and protect all these Outriders from everything. Chameleon Skinks are all very safe at this point, so they can just continue to counter skirmish, and you can see them doing some really good damage to the grenade launchers here. And yeah, at this point there's not a whole lot left that the Empire can do. Boris is just so low. He's getting close to his healing cap as well, so it's not like he can really regenerate too much of that damage back. The Temple Guard spent over on this side fighting for a while, just taking down these Spearmen. Looks like we're going to get a nice rear charge from these cold ones here to try and mop up in the late game here. So we'll grab some cinematics of them cracking these state troops open. But anyway, grenade launchers doing some okay damage. Honestly, pretty decent considering that Lizardmen infantry has decent armor. It's not amazing. 85 for Temple Guard even, 60 for Saurus. It's pretty good target for something like the grenade launchers. They can do some pretty solid damage to big Lizardmen blobs, but unfortunately at this point just too few in number to really make an effect on the battle at this point. They really needed to be in a position to fire into some of those infantry earlier on, but unfortunately we're just kind of held with the other Outriders, which is a little bit unfortunate there. But yeah, Boris is going to come down one more time, try and finish off the Saurus Scarvet, but that's probably not the greatest idea. Maybe if he can get a quick terror route, but looks like maybe he did get a quick terror route. But he's still got the other Saurus Scarvet on station, and oh wow, actually got taken down there. I'm not sure, maybe the Outriders were gunning him down, but regardless, balance power has actually crept back in the favor of the Empire, so I keep saying things are going to be won for the Lizardmen, but we're not quite out of this yet. Let's fast forward a little bit through this late game engagement as both these players reform their forces here. At this point, it's mostly just the Outriders, of course, but Cold One Spear Riders from the side door with a steel chair coming in, not quite seen in time by Jonton. Gonna get some of these Outriders, at least a few of their unit models, bogged down here. They are gonna get netted down though at this point. Looks like a banishment going down on this kind of blob here of Cav. Ooh, does good damage even to cavalry, and not as much as infantry obviously, but especially as they're kind of trying to pull away and they're just running straight into it. It actually did some really good HP damage there. Ooh, might clip those Temple Guard, unfortunately though, do a little bit of friendly fire, not much. But Boris comes down to try and finish off Mazdamundi, but Mazdamundi's got 68 melee defense with that harmonic convergence up, so his combat stats are good enough that he actually sees Boris off there, and just because of how low Boris is on HP. So suddenly, balance power very much back in favor of the Lizardmen as the Empire troops lose their leadership. Unfortunately, it is mostly just going to be a fighting retreat now for these Outriders and other units to try and get as much work done as they can, but honestly, it's a losing battle pretty much at this point. Boris does come back from rout, but he's only got about 100 or so HP left, so Yeah, he's not going to be long for this world. Tries to come down and get in on these chameleon skinks, but even then, like, just taking a rear attack or two, or even if these other chameleon skinks were to start shooting in, it does look like they're able to terrify away one unit of chameleon skinks there. So even in the late game here, Jonton's still trying to be wily and get as much work done as he can, but just the fact that there's, you know, 60 chameleon skinks here, they're going to be able to drag down what few unit models remain for the Empire. Net of Amontok also pinning Boris down here, and the Toad's coming. Oh no, the Toad's coming. Oh, and he gets netted as well right before. Man, what an anticlimax. But the Sora Spears should be able to get in here and finish Boris off regardless. Just 1 or 2 attacks even will do enough damage to see him off. So, yep, Boris is gone with 58 HP left, and that is pretty much it for the Empire. We'll fast forward to this last final heroic charge here of the Outriders, who are actually going to finish off those Cold One Spear Riders. But yeah, once they come in and try and fight Mazdamundi, the Light Wizard and everyone just getting toaded down by the Toad himself. You know, Toadbringer, he is sometimes colloquially known as the Toadbringer as well, but Mazdamundi bringing the true Toad this time to the Toadbringer, so everyone can enjoy that. Anyway, fun stuff. Thanks to Loremaster Sotek for sending me the replay. I myself have been preparing for the Ever-Chosen Invitational quite a bit, so yeah, glad to be involved. Glad to see Loremaster's also getting the rust off as well. He's actually played in quite a few tournaments. Not a lot of people have realized that because he doesn't publicize it a whole lot, doesn't show off the replays or anything, but he has actually played quite a few tournaments. Hasn't played in any for a while, but yeah, I've been knocking the rust off. Glad to see him doing so, and yeah, we might fight in the second round from how the bracket is, but of course that would mean I have to make it past Shetland Apache, which is no easy task, and of course Loremaster of Sotek has his work cut out for him with Romulan dogs, so should be interesting. I know I'm pretty hyped. Hope all of you guys are hyped. In terms of the army breakdown here, yeah, the grenade launchers were able to come in the late game and do some good damage, but they needed to be involved a little bit earlier on. Cannon didn't have a whole lot of good targets to shoot at. The Outriders did okay. Reichsguard racked up quite a few kills, but just not able to take down, honestly, the Sora Spears at the end of the day. Temple Guard, they were able to deal with a little bit there, but the Chameleon Skinks also did a great job, and the Scarvets and the Cold One Spear Riders also did a really good job countering the cavalry here. I really liked using that combination, and then they were also able to do a ton of damage to Boris, of course, when he overextended there for quite a while. So yeah, fun stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.